You're listening to the Productive, Not Busy podcast, where we show you how to do life and business confident, focused, and with a plan so that you can make more money. Have more free time and less stress. Your host, Wayne Withersby, will uncover actionable hacks, strategies, tips, and insights you can use today to live a better, more productive life. It's time to boost your mindset, confidence, and your attitude. Here's your host, Coach Wayne.
Okay, there's a famous saying. My dad used it a lot. He used to say, the problem is not the problem. It's how you react to the problem that's usually the problem. This insightful dad perspective highlights a fundamental truth about human experience. Our reactions often shape our reality. Do you agree? More than the challenges themselves sometimes. So by examining the nature of the problem that you're facing, the psychology of reactions, and strategies for constructive responses, right, we can better understand how to navigate through life's inevitable difficulties. So on today's episode, we're going to cover the nature of problems. Problems are an intricate part of our life, no doubt. They come in various forms, from minor inconveniences to what we all consider major crises, right? We all have a different perspective on that. But what defines a problem is not the size, but its potential to disrupt our plans or our comfort or our peace of mind. So while some problems are external, such as a sudden job loss or a natural disasters, others are more internal, like self-doubt or anxiety. Regardless of their source, problems often demand our attention and energy, and they challenge us to respond effectively. So I'm going to talk about reactions. Our reactions to problems are usually shaped by our perceptions, emotions, or our brains being wired the way they are. When faced with a challenge, our immediate response is often emotional. And what are those emotions? Well, they could be fear, frustration, anger, or even sadness. And that can cloud our judgment and lead to impulsive or counterproductive actions. This is where the real issue lies in this whole idea. Not in the problem itself, but in how we react to it. Right? Psychologically, our reactions are influenced by our past experiences, our beliefs, and coping mechanisms. So, for instance, someone who has faced numerous setbacks may develop a pessimistic outlook, expecting failure and reacting with despair. We all know that person, right? Now, on the other hand, a person with a history of overcoming obstacles may approach problems with confidence and resilience. So our mindset plays a huge role in determining whether we see a problem as insurmountable or a challenge to be met. And that's where perception comes in. Perception is the key in shaping our reactions. Two people can face the same problem, but they can perceive it in very different ways. So, for example, losing a job might be seen as a devastating blow by one person, while another might view it as an opportunity to pursue a more fulfilling career that they're happy with. This difference in perception can lead to vastly different reactions and outcomes. Right? Our brain, it's kind of biased. It also helps us play a role in our perceptions. The negativity bias, for example, makes us more likely to focus on negative experiences and outcomes, correct? This can amplify the perceived severity of the problem and trigger stronger emotional reactions. So by becoming aware of these biases, we can start to adjust our perceptions and develop a more balanced view of our challenge. So we really have to sit back and kind of look at it and create constructive responses. That's a term that when I was speaking about this topic with somebody, they used, and I thought that was a really cool term, constructive responses. Reacting constructively to problems involves a combination of, right, you got to regulate your emotion, you got to regulate your problem-solving skills, and it helps to have a positive mindset. So here are some of the strategies to help manage reactions more effectively. Number one, you can pause and reflect. Before reacting impulsively, take a moment to breathe and reflect on the situation. This pause can help you gain perspective and prevent emotional responses from taking over. I think there was a book about that called the 5-second rule. Next, you want to reframe the problem. Try to see the problem from a different angle. Instead of viewing it as a setback, consider what you can learn from it and how it might lead to actually giving you new opportunities. Now, focus on what you can control. Many problems involve factors way beyond our control, but you can concentrate on the aspects you can influence and let the rest go. This shift in focus can reduce feelings of helplessness and really empower you to take constructive action. And business people do it all the time. Step number 4, which is develop a plan, right? Break down the problem into smaller, manageable steps. Developing a clear action plan can make the situation feel a whole lot less overwhelming and provide a roadmap for moving forward. Think about it. What about an airline pilot, right? No stress once you're in the air and you're flying, but let's say something happens. You have to have a plan on what happens if you hit turbulence. What happens if you hit a storm? What happens if you have a malfunction? If you have a plan, then you're under no pressure or little pressure, and you can make good decisions. Next, you want to seek support. Don't be afraid to reach out to friends, family, and professionals for support. Sharing your concerns can provide a new perspective, and it'll help with some emotional relief. And last but not least, you got to practice self-compassion. Be kind to yourself. Don't beat yourself up. Recognize that everyone faces challenges, and it's okay to struggle. Self-compassion can help you maintain a positive mindset and stay motivated. Think about it. I was looking through some materials, and I ran across it when I was kind of putting this episode together. Thomas Edison, right? He said, "I've not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that it won't work." It's a great saying. Edison's ability to reframe failure as a step forward exemplifies constructive reaction. Right? His perseverance and positive mindset allowed him to overcome numerous obstacles and ultimately succeed. And then I was listening to a podcast the other night on the way home, and it was about the response to COVID-19 and the pandemic. While some individuals and organizations struggled with sudden disruptions, others adapted by innovating and finding new ways to operate. Companies quickly embraced remote work and digital solutions where they were able to thrive despite the challenge. This adaptability highlights the importance of reacting constructively. So all of this is always tied in with this podcast about the power of mindset. A growth mindset is defined by a lot of professionals. It's the belief that abilities and intelligence can be developed through effort and learning. This mindset is crucial for responding effectively to problems. Individuals with a growth mindset view challenges as opportunities to learn and grow, rather than threats to their self-worth. Cultivating a growth mindset involves embracing challenges and persisting through difficulties and learning from the feedback. So by adopting this mindset, we can transform our reactions to problems and approach them with resilience and optimism. I'm going to leave you with this. The problem is not the problem. It's how you react to the problem that's usually the problem. That underscores the significant impact of our reactions on our experiences. Problems are an inevitable part of life, but our perceptions and emotions and response determine whether they become stumbling blocks or stepping stones. So by pausing to reflect, reframing challenges, and focusing on controllable factors, developing plans, and seeking support, and then you have to cultivate a growth mindset, we can navigate through problems more effectively and use them as opportunities for personal growth. Ultimately, it is our reaction that shapes our reality. So making it crucial to approach problems with a constructive and positive mindset. So the next time you come upon a problem or a situation, take a minute. Use the 5-second rule and use these tips to see if you can change your perspective. I hope you have a great night great day, great morning, whenever you're listening to this. I appreciate you spending a few minutes with me. Have an amazing day. Be safe, take care, find somebody, and say something nice to them.
You've been listening to the Productive, Not Busy podcast. Please hit the subscribe and notification of new episodes button and visit us on social media like Twitter, Instagram, or TikTok for bonus content.